open it with a small sort of talk on this, and then Abuzar can take over, and then all of us can engage with her. Thank you so much, Tanaaz. Abuzar?
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, members, and very good afternoon, Tanaaz. I'm so glad that you've agreed to and you accepted the invite just in such a short notice.
Yeah, but, it's my pleasure, Abuzar. You calling me and me not responding cannot happen because our association goes back to, I think, almost 20 years, 20
yes,
years.
Correct. No, so when we call people around, we say, okay, we know, I mean, I can say I know the president of US, but here I can say that I know Tanaaz and she also knows me. So, Tanaaz, we'll just, with Tanaaz, we can be very casual. She's been to a club a couple of times also, and she knows so many of us. Tanaaz and being such a good actress for such a long time, we all have, Tanaaz, all of us have that actor ka bhoot in us. But why we didn't become actors? Because when we were small, our parents used to say, when we used to talk to our parents used to say, natak na kar. If it's a spouse, a wife or husband, they say, don't act. Okay, don't do acting. So we stopped. So we are not actors. And so you tell me, Tanaaz, that when you are with your family or with your spouse, with Bakhtiyaar or your kids and all, and we are talking, do they know that now you are genuine or you are acting? Like what?
That's a really interesting question, Abuzar, because I don't know whether anyone knows that ever since I was 6 years old, I've always wanted to be an actress. And I think being an actor, you have to ask yourself one question, that if you were not an actor, what would you be? I had done this very interesting workshop with Manoj Bajpayee and just a couple of years ago. And the first question we did in that workshop to understand, whether we really are genuinely wanting to be in this field or not. He said, if you're not an actor, what would you be? And, each one in the group was asked one after the other. And, when it came to me, I said, I just would be nothing because I used to eat, sleep, breathe acting. The point is, there is a kind of a place where your acting becomes you sometimes. What you're saying is very right, and it is a very valid question. So when I was small, I was the last of 3 siblings, and I never used to get that much attention. So I used to always make up these stories and sensationalize any news that was there in school. I used to sensationalize it. That this happened and that happened and that happened. Smile on their face. I used to make them laugh and they used to enjoy it. And that kind of, enthused me to add more and more and more. And then there came a stage where I found that acting, answering back, giving a good repartee, being in the moment, holding the moment was becoming very organic to me. So I obviously did my first foray into acting in a comedy genre because that came very naturally. Also being a Parsi, comedy is very much in our DNA. We like to make fun of ourselves. We equally make fun of others, and there is no malice in our heart. You can always make out when the person is trying to say, "Arey, मैं तो joke कर रहा था और वो सारी दिल की भड़ास ही निकाल रहा है." वो तो पता ही चलता है. But I think with Babas on the whole, we're generally very, open-minded. We don't mind people making jokes at us also, and we also like to joke about ourselves. So I made this foray into it. Coming back to recent times, because right now, following your passion of acting amidst the COVID is a slightly scary proposition. And the funny part was I had just taken on a new project just after, COVID had a little bit simmered down and offices were opening up. So I'd taken this job in Apna Time Bhi Aayega. And we obviously were taking precautions. Everything was being sanitized. We were, spraying everything everywhere. And you won't believe it. My makeup dada, who used to put on makeup, he used to always wear a mask. Even I used to always wear that shield. But obviously you need to remove it when you put on the makeup. And he had gone somewhere else to a movie shooting. And he must have got the disease. I got it from my makeup man. And I also got COVID last year in December. It was quite bad for the first 2-3 days. And then obviously, I was taking my medicine, I recovered, I was in isolation, the children were away from me. So, and then obviously, then, they have to test the entire crew. And that's when they found out that some few others also had it. So 3 of us were at home. And at this point of time, you realize how much the production house cares for you, how much they really want you to be well. Or do they just want you to be well so that you can do the show? There are a lot of production houses that take care of you. They make sure that, you have a doctor on board. They can send you their physician. They help you out with your, if you're not well off, like the makeup dada was not well off and the setting dada was not well off. And that's when I realized that our production houses don't really take care of those people who are lower down the rung. Those people were not taken care of. Those people were not given, ke tablets kitne ka aata hai, 300 rupiya, 500 rupiya for a man who's just earning, say, 15,000 a month and supporting his family is a lot of money. Every time he has to get his vitamins or juices, we're told to eat healthy. So obviously they're being nourished better than the family. And that's when I found out that production houses are rather selfish, would I use that word? Or they are just waiting for their profit at the end of the day. So that's when I realized, no, profit is not everything. It's when you hold everyone together, work together with your lowest income bracket person that is there in your payroll. That is when you are going ahead in life. So when I went back to the set after I got well, and I asked them that, tum log theek ho? Or production house ne phone, he said, ek phone bhi nahi aaya, madam. Ek phone bhi nahi aaya, madam. And then I asked, दूसरा कौन था? वो लोग ने बोला कि setting दादा को भी हुआ था. So he said, ये वाला. And my God, that fellow was एकदम पतलो जेवो, कई हड्डी पसली जेवो, पैंट भी बेल्ट नहीं होते तो नीचे चुतरी आते. I hope you all understand Gujarati. नीचे चुतरी आते. And I was like, my God, yeah. So I said, this is horrible. So I finished the scene that day and I called those two to my room. And I said, kaisa tha, kitna bura tha. And I just gave them something from my side. I made, 2 envelopes and I just said, ye tum log rakho. And I said, tum log bilkul chinta mat karo. Production house का हिस्सा मैं भी हूँ, मैं भी एक एक्ट्रेस हूँ, तो ये production house की तरफ से और मेरी तरफ से तुम रखना. Please नाराज मत होना. Because, if we don't work as a whole, then you're just splitting it up. Like India, Pakistan, you're splitting up production house, and I don't like to do that when I'm working in a team. After years of, I say 28 years of experience, I always feel whatever happens in your mind, if you can make the situation better, do it, but don't split up people in a group. That is one thing I've learned. So I gave them something, and every time I used to, come to shooting, I always have this habit, I make some big breakfast. If I'm making ravo at home, if I'm making some, poha at home in the morning, I always bring something and I put in a dabba and I said, ye tum log khao apne time pe. So, that really helped them. I used to always have a basket of bananas and some, apples. And I used to always say, arey, ye to waste ja raha hai, tum log le lo na, tum log le lo na. So to make them feel as if, okay, chalo, there's somebody we can go to if we need something. That was my little contribution to wherever I was exposed to people. But there are production houses that usually take care of you. They do send you money. They do call you up daily. But, in this entertainment business, Abuzar and all of you all out there, everyone, badda alag-alag kisam na hoy. You can't generalize anything. Some production houses are extremely beautiful, the way they take care of everybody. And that's why you'll find that everyone wants to work with them. Even the spot boy, even the man who's cleaning your room, they will say, nahi, acha, aapka production hai, hum log aayenge. It's something like that. So I guess, I'm sure there are companies also like that, banks also like that, but I'm from the entertainment industry, so I talk about, what I know. But yes, COVID has somehow put a restriction on everything that we're doing. When I was sitting at home, my part, they didn't know what to do. So they had to introduce some other bhaltat story So can you imagine, because one main character is sitting at home, the entire world who is turning on their ZTV is seeing a completely different story only. So I can understand how terrified the producers might have been. Why think about only myself? But the producers might have been terrified that this is something they cannot avoid. She's got COVID, we cannot bring her here. But we have to twist the whole story around. कि रानी सा अभी ठीक नहीं है, वो नाराज होके अजमेर चली गई है. They had to put that, and then they had to weave the story differently. So yeah, your whole storyline also changes. So you kind of feel very important, but then the story has to suffer.
We're glad that you are well now.
Thank you.
And, no, I do agree. These small gestures which you just spoke about, taking care of these little people, smart spot boys, and I think more than spending money, these gestures are what actually make a person happy. I mean,
Yeah.
we at Rotary definitely agree to you, and also we felt, because when we also did quite a few good projects during COVID, going out to people, reaching out to them, giving them food, ration. We realized, Tanaaz, that the middle class people who were not coming out on the roads, they were the one who needed the most. So it was like they were feeling a bit shy to come out, but finally we realized. And so that is how we extended our help to them. And these gestures definitely bring a big smile to their faces.
Of course.
And you coming from the entertainment industry, I can understand. Not many people like you, of course, but there are some people like you. But tell me, Tanaaz, going back, as you said, 28 years in this industry, how did you land up in this field of TV, theatre? And how did you just land up? I mean, I just remember seeing Zaban Samal Ke, and he was so natural. So just naturally came in, or what? Like how?
I was in the 8th standard, and Dinyar Contractor's niece, Persis, was in the higher class. And I used to keep saying that I want to do acting. So I went up to her and I said, you are Dinyar's niece, na? So I said, when Dinyar uncle has any play, please tell me, I want to act. So they did have a role, and it was of a Bhajiwali, I should say. And she had to speak a little bit of Marathi, and my Marathi was very good. So I said, yeah, I can do anything. I'll do anything. So I started off in a very small role on stage, thanks to Dinsu, we used to fondly call him. And from there, Bharat Dhabolkar, Alec Padamsi, and they were producing a play. So in the late Mrs. Padamsi, she was having an audition. So I went there and I auditioned amongst quite a few ladies who are already big names at that time. And Pearl Padamsi, the way she was enacting it, she would read the play and she said, okay, now girls, audition. She was like, with her specs on her and 4 foot nothing. She had all this, she used to rule the table, so to speak. And I was observing her and I just copied her. I was like a sponge, just taking everything in. And I just copied her and I narrated the role, and it was of this girl. And I did it exactly how she said it. And then we were told to go back home. And I thought, my God, yeah, such big actresses were there. Mummy, I'll never get this role. Yeah, they are so big. And I'm just in the 10th standard. So she said, no, don't worry. Whoever's the best, only Pearl will take, no? And I got a call in 2 days and they said, you fit the bill. You did the role very well. Pearl was very happy with your audition. So come over, we'll start the rehearsals. And I remember I was in the 10th standard, my finals were going on, and I told Mummy that they are calling me every day for rehearsal. So she said, remember one thing, Tane I karvuch, if you want to do this well, but pass in your exam properly. That's all I'm asking you. And that time, I think 35% was passing. She said, Tetlu bhi lao se, I'm happy, but you do both. I'm allowing you to do this because you're really eating up my head and you want to do it. She just thought it was a fly-by-night thing. It would go away. I used to go there religiously, do my rehearsal. And I remember one night before the main show, I was driving to the rehearsal and I just started crying because I forgot all my lines. Because I was so young, I was in the 10th standard, I couldn't encompass so much around me. I forgot all my lines on stage, and it was a light rehearsal. You know how technical rehearsals are, na? Light on, light off. And Pearl auntie is like very, very, she's like a major general in the army. You can't just have one little mistake also. And I was going on forgetting. And Pervin Dastoor was there. She was already a name in the theatre, English theatre. And I just started crying and crying and crying. And I remember at that time, they took me out of the theatre. It was Sophia Theatre at Pedder Road. Bubbles took me out and she said, listen, you're young. There's a lot of responsibility on you, but learn to segregate. When you leave your house to do a job, when you come out, you have to forget your house. Do the job well. Finish this, and then when you go back home, don't take this with you. And as simple as it sounds, Abu Sir, that was one principle that I have lived by. And years later, no doubt, of course, this show was a great hit. After after this, Burjo Patel also saw me, Bharat Dhabolkar also saw me. That's when I did That's My Life and all these plays with them bottoms up. Monkey Business. I did 500 shows. Bharat Dhabolkar took me on, and he used to call me a trooper. He's like, Tanaaz aayegi, sab lines seekh legi, and she'll do it. So much so that I used to come from my shooting. I used to get the script. I'm like, ye ho jayega. And I used to do the English play. This held me in good stead years later also when I started doing shows. And I started doing plays and TV shows. Forget your home when you're at your work. And I say this religiously, especially for women. We try to balance too many things. And that's actually not the need of the day. When you segregate your day and you plan your day, that will make your life with ease. When I go to work, even when I remember my Zian, she had, I don't know what, she had measles or something at that time. And she was sitting at home. And I would call her at regular times. I would tell her, Mommy will call you at lunchtime. Then she will call you after every hour at this time. So I used to segregate it. She knew as a child, Mommy will call at that time. She will call. I used to segregate my day. Even now, when I go to work, I have to call up the bhajiwala and I pay him. Now, of course, we've got technology. I call him up at a particular time. I pay him off. So they know, Madam will call at this time. She will book her stuff. Ma'am will call me this time. What is to be made? This was very important for me because I was always working from the age of 21. I was always working. I was always a Mrs. somebody. I was never a Miss also. And this also helped me to take part in Mrs. India. This is a very interesting story. May I share it?
Sure, please.
I was shooting a movie and I had about 2 weeks ka holiday. In movies, they give you particular dates. And I had gone to the parlor, Lakme, at Churchgate that time. And I opened up this magazine, Glad Rags magazine. At the end, it was written, new participation for Mrs. India. And I was like, I am Mrs. I have always been Mrs. But I've never walked the ramp, yeah. So majja, yaar, apne ramp par walk kariye, ne Miss India baniye, pan salu Miss India ch maru miss thayegi hu, yaar. I've always been Mrs. only since the age of 20. So I said, I want to take part in this. So I read the number, I read the address, and I said, ma'am, can I take this Glad Rags over here? I could have bought another one, but I just asked. They said, take it. They used to go there very often. So I took the Glad Rags home. I filled the form in. I phoned up that number and I said, I want to take part in the Glad Rags. My name is Tanaaz Karim. So they said, yes, we know you. They said, but this thing is closed. It is closed last week. So I said, please, I really want to take part. I will do anything. You please call me to the office now, please. I will meet Miss Maureen Wadia. Please call me. She was like, who is this stupid girl on the line? I will meet Maureen Wadia. So she said, I said, give her the message at least. I was in class with Ness. I'm from Cathedral School. JB contacts I was using. So she said, she must be knowing me, she must have seen me in the class photo. Please talk to her. Now, please, please. In those days, all this was possible. Huh? So I'm talking about the year 2002.
Correct.
So she called me to the office after 2 days. I went over there. I sat in front of Maureen Badi and I said, Miss, I would really like to take part. Please let me go now, please. So she said, all right, I'm seeing your enthusiasm. Take part. So I went over there and I went for rehearsal. I was trying to find this place. That time no Google Map. So me and my driver were saying, Are ye kidhar hai? Parel mein kidhar hai? And we were like trying to find the rehearsal. I entered rehearsal. All the girls were sitting there with their long dresses and hair and makeup. And I came like this jhallar party with a jeans and t-shirt. And I entered and I said, oh my God, I'm late. I said, I'm very sorry, I'm late. I'm very sorry, very sorry. It will never happen again. Today I couldn't find the place. Years later, when Kushal Punjabi, he's no more, he has committed suicide, unfortunately. Years later, Kushal told me, he said, when I read your name, and it was Tanaaz Kareem, she's already an actress, she will act smart. When you enter the room and you just broke the ice with all of us by saying, I'm really sorry I couldn't find the place because I was trying to find, but today is the first and last day I will be late. Please excuse me, I will come on time from tomorrow. If you can excuse me, I'll sit over here and here. He said you were so humble, you were so honest, and you were so down to earth that I think there only you broke the ice for everybody. And, I became friends with all the girls. Obviously, there was a lot of bitchiness. But I opened my suitcase and I gave everybody, I said, this earring will match. I said, tum ye le lo, ye bahut acha lagega. Tum ye necklace pehno, mere paas hai. Ye le lo, wo le lo. And I've got a diary with me. It's here only. I've got a diary with me where I made everyone give me their autograph and write a few sentences about me. So these kind of incidences that I've had in my life, I've shared in my life in these 28 years, has always made me believe that this is the right place where I belong. And I think in the old days, all the actors came for the right reasons: to act, to share their talent, to entertain people, to make friends, to enjoy. I think right now it's become a very commercialized entertainment industry. Today, I cannot just call up and say, please give Maureen Wadia the phone. It won't work. Today, I don't think it will work to just go and meet Hrithik Roshan. Like how we used to just go and meet him. Okay, knock on the door in his van and say, Are Hrithik, what are you shooting? Yeah, are, hi. Go in. We used to share something. I used to give him some chocolates. He's like, Are, yaar, I can't eat, man. I'm on a diet. I said, You're always on a diet, yaar. You take it home. Give it to mommy. Now all these things don't happen. And I feel I miss those days. Today, we have to call up the secretary or the management team. Now it's become management team, PR team, publicity team, social media team. There are so many teams that there is no teamwork only happening anymore. We are not allowed to just be ourselves, just walk in. Like I remember walking into Abhishek's van. And he's saying, Are, Bhavi, come, I've made a new van. See this van, how I've made it. See, you do this and this opens. This and the microwave, yaar. Kuch garam khate. There was so much of organic friendship, organic togetherness, helping each other, to make the project more wholesome. And I think all these little things were how I just spent the 28 years that I've spent over here, taking beautiful memories and enjoying them. Of course, today's days are not like that anymore in the entertainment industry. Even the newcomers who have 1 million followers or 2 million followers on social media will treat you like, who is she? In the old days, I remember you do a scene, close-up scenes where a camera is on that side and camera is behind you. It's a close-up. We would talk. We would share stories. We would say, Are, lunch mein kya laya yaar? Saath mein khayenge. I'll give you. Acha, learn the lines. And then we used to laugh when we used to forget. Now it's no more like that. Now it's just stand. When he'll say action, we'll act. When he will say cut, we will go back on our phone.
No, that's the reason they say like
it is. 28 years have
actually. No, that's why we say old is gold, not just for the sake of it, because I know in not only in Bollywood or in entertainment industry, but also life otherwise for all of us, it was much more simpler earlier, and now nobody has got time for anybody, and it becomes more and more whether I should call it professional or what, but it's not the same, the fun anymore. So
But you know, the interesting part is, Abu sir. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. No. I just want to tell you, your talk is, you are so much in demand. We've got Dr. Deepak Gargi. You can see him behind here. He's there, just done a surgery at Safi, and he's our Rotary, and he's come because of your talk. I'm at the moment at Safi. So.
Oh, lovely.
And Deepak has joined here for the meeting. So, Tanaaz, the way you just described your entire journey of 28 years, you've done TV, you've done theater, you've done films, and then you've done reality shows, which is, my God, reality show is something where actually you need to be natural and also do acting. So, which has been more challenging for you? Like, I mean, I'm sure reality shows, and then we saw Bigg Boss, you and Bakhtiyaar. That was a deadly combination. A husband and wife coming on a reality show. I don't think anybody should do that.
You know, I just feel, and I would recommend every couple to do a Bigg Boss, because what you are at home is not 1/10 of what you will be on Bigg Boss. You know, if I take away right now, you can do an experiment after this is over. Till about, say, 4 o'clock, why don't you put away your phone? Why don't you all try it and see how difficult it is? Put away your phone. Don't touch it, however important it is. Till 4 o'clock, don't touch your phone. Don't touch your paper pen. Don't see TV. Don't talk to anyone that you know. Okay, of course, you know your husband, your children. So you, time will pass till 4. Don't talk to anyone you know. Talk to strangers till 4 o'clock who don't know you from Adams, and you have to share food with them, cook for them, make chapatis for them, do tasks with them. Try doing that till just 4 o'clock, you'll go mad. Even when you see your own husband or wife, you will start fighting. Bigg Boss puts you in certain situations that you will never think of. They will purposely put you in certain tasks to do together, which you'll not be able to do, because you hate that person, because that person ate your roti, or he ate your egg, or he slyly, took away something of yours, or you heard something that Bigg Boss will make you hear that he said behind your back. Now, how are you supposed to go back there and cook for that man? When it's your duty to clean the bathroom, he spits pan all over, he's throwing things down. How are you supposed to tell that man to have some civic sense? And being Parsis, so we have immense amount of civic sense, you know. He used to spit over there. He used to talk rubbish. They used to throw things down. I mean, we are doing a task, but we are not like, those servant types that we're going to, do all this for you. You will have to clean up after yourself, na? Pachi biju badu, we will do what is told by Bigg Boss. Also, they used to turn one against the other. But yeah, I think reality shows are much more demanding. But throughout all my reality shows, if you've noticed, I have been myself. I've been myself.
Your dance, India dance.
Nach Baliye. I think I've never worked so hard. I've never worked so hard in my life as I worked in Nach Baliye. Trust me, I have worked and I've danced 10 hours a day. Because
and you're pretty good. I mean, no, you're pretty good in that. Very good, in fact. And that is why your dance training classes, which are going on right now.
Yeah.
So,
but Bakhtiyaar is a very good dancer. He was Farah Khan's first assistant. Okay. And he left dancing just before Kaho Na Pyar Hai. Otherwise, he would have been dancing behind me in Kaho Na Pyar Hai. He just exited professional dancing with Farah Khan just before Kaho Na Pyar Hai, because Farah Khan was also the choreographer in Kaho Na Pyar Hai. And my first professional dance, like with Ritik and, professional, like Farah Khan was directing and, teaching us, was that movie. So Bakhtiyaar always says, you entered and I exited. I said, good you exited. Otherwise, I would have been seeing you behind one Gora boy dancing behind me.
But still he dances at your fingertips? No.
Yeah, now he dances on my fingertips. Otherwise, he would have been dancing behind me.
What about current work? Tanaaz, we see your current work as serial, and then again of course your dance training sessions which are going on now in North Mumbai. That also we keep hearing. So you've been pretty busy nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting. During Corona, we've been the busiest, absolutely the busiest that we've been in our entire life, because these apps had come out where celebrities can wish people happy birthday, anniversaries. So we were a part of about 4 or 5 apps. So we had to do that. And then we were part of another app where we had a team and we had these games online. And we used to, be a part of that. And then we used to have competitions. So we earned a lot during Corona because we were sitting at home, so career. So people introduced us to this. So we started doing it. Of course, now we don't have time. We don't do it. And, we had made lovely friends online. Both of us used to be doing it together, husband and wife. And we met a lot of our fans online. We made friends from Nainital, where else? Sri Lanka, all over. Chinese people who we couldn't understand what they were saying, but with sign language, we were becoming friendly. So we had a very good time during Corona when we were in the house. Plus, I have just entered OTT, that is online, and you can see my new series in Gujarati called Benaqab on Shemaru Me app. So if you all have Shemaru Me, if you all don't have it, download it. It's only for some 600 or 700 bucks for the whole year. Download it.
First, most of us are definitely going to download it.
Yeah,
because
please,
most of our members speak Gujarati.
Yeah, it's Shuddh Gujarati, and it's a murder mystery. So always my children make fun of me when I say, "Shu che, kone kidelu hashe." They always make fun of me when I'm saying and learning my lines. But it was such a wonderful experience, Abuzar. We were shooting in Navsari and we were shooting in Surat and Ahmedabad, and in some of the most beautiful locations with all the drone camera and all. It was very interesting, like seeing the drone filming you, coming in, going out, and I was like, wow, I thought saras che yaar. And I also get excited because I like to treat my work like I'm excited every time, like it's my first time. That's how you should work. And we were having a good time. My daughter was with me because lockdown hatu. So in our classes, but the online hata, so she used to do her classes also, and she used to come with me everywhere. So she's also excited when she sees all the locations. She said, "Arey, Mama, I was sitting there behind the tree. Can I see myself? Mama, I must be sitting there. I was sitting behind the tree. See now if I can see you." So I said, "No, beta, you cannot see. Obviously, the director will not let you be seen. No, one girl standing over there." So we had a lot of fun shooting this. But please see my serial Benaqab. When you put on Shemaru Me app, you will see my face only. It is right there at the beginning. And for those of y'all who don't understand Gujarati, it's there in Hindi also. We have dubbed it. I've dubbed the whole thing again in Hindi also. But Gujarati ma bow mast majha use. Majha padi jaise. Like they say.
So Rotarians, that is Tanaaz Irani for us. The natural, the flair and the simplicity and speaking from her heart. You all have heard her, and let me tell you, both the kids, Zeus and Zian, both are very good actors. And
Zara also now, the younger one.
Yes, the younger one also. Sorry, I got her name there. So it's going to be great fun watching this new serial of yours. There are a few questions which members have got. So President Burjor, I'll hand it over to you. I can see a few chats which members have just requested for questions. Can you take up a few questions, Burjor? Do we have the time?
Yeah, sure, we can.
I'll answer quickly. I promise.
Just a few. Yeah, sure.
Way.
So what are the questions? I don't see any on the chat.
No, Sunil had a question, I think.
I wanted to ask Tanaaz. Hello, Tanaaz.
Hi.
It was delightful listening to you today.
Thank you.
On your Instagram, you have this sentence saying, how it all ends, God wins. And I'd love you to explain it. It made so many Anand Bhed meanings to me. And I wanted to know what your intent of writing that was.
Okay, so I don't know whether anyone knows, but I'm highly, highly spiritual in nature. Of course, I'm a Zoroastrian at heart, but I'm highly spiritual. I'm highly intuitive. There is a completely different side of me that is a trained mental awareness strategist. I train people and I understand people to perform to their optimum best. And it's a sort of a life coach to coach you how to play the game of life. And I am more inclined towards life coaching with an aspect of being spiritual at the end of the day. I believe a lot in karma. I encompass a situation for you, and always my answers were veering towards being spiritual. And the toughest of situations that I have been in, when I was fighting depression on my own, when I was, somebody like me who smiles all the time. But no, don't think that behind this laugh there is a lot of pain. There is, but I have always managed to deal with it. Always, always, always. It is always your mental framework. It is always your mindset. It is always your mindset. You can fool your mind to think anything. And by the grace of God, this will be my next passion. This is my next mission, to help people. This is my give back. From all the experiences that I've had in my 50 years of my life, this is my give back to the youth, to parents, to the people who have given me so much of love and always been there for me. This is my give back. So I just recently had a TEDx talk. That was on my bucket list. So finally I became a TEDx speaker. And I said, I don't want to speak about all the success that I've had. I don't want to tell you how it has been in this 28 years. I want to tell you about the most grueling incident, the most horrible incident that I faced in my life, which made me the woman I am today. And so I went ahead to speak about that, because I always feel through stories, through examples, through what I have been through, and I share that with people, the youth, mothers especially, who are now completely at sea how to handle this new generation. Life has put me in such a spot today that had I not had all these grievances, this traumatic experiences, I don't think I would have gone towards him and taken guidance from him and learned that through it all, he's put me in this spot for a reason. If you're in a spot, you just have to look around and look at the bigger picture. So it all ends up with an answer from God. You'll just get it. That's it.
Very true, Noah. I fully agree. Excellent.
Really nice. Any other questions? Or at least chat with her. No questions, just chat.
Burjo, I have two questions.
Sure.
After such a profane question and answer, it's a very mundane one.
Okay.
In these Bigg Boss, I've always wondered whether those situations are manipulated and whether the winner is also pre-decided. So can you just share some information on that? And the second question, so I'll answer this and I'll ask the second question.
Okay, that would really be revealing a lot.
I'm hoping your spirituality will allow you to be diplomatic yet honest.
No, I am never diplomatic. I'll tell you the truth. The truth is that in our time, everything was real. Everything was actually as Bigg Boss should be. In fact, when the roof fell down in Bigg Boss, you all mustn't have seen it. The roof fell down on Poonam Dhillon's bed. And if Poonam Dhillon was sleeping there, she would have been a little bit El Gonzo. The roof fell down and we had these people marching into our Bigg Boss house, and they were like this. They're not allowed to make eye contact because it is a very psycho game. No? Bigg Boss they play on your psyche by not giving you food to eat, not having your friends, not having TV, pen, paper, kaibi for entertainment. So they came in like that. They made the bed and they went out. And when we saw these people, we were like, human beings. Are hello, bahar kya chal raha hai? Are hello, kya ho raha hai bahar? And they were not allowed to talk. So in our time, it was real. In our time, we actually used to hide our eggs so we can eat when we're hungry. In our time, actually, we had no clothes. I had to beg for my makeup. And now, you know how it is. You have to look good all the time. So I got one little packet and they threw it over there and you have to just go and get it. So yes, everything was real. All our incidences were real. Our fights were real. But yes, I think the winners are pre-decided, because whenever Akshay Kumar used to come in for his publicity of his movies, he had come twice. He used to keep telling Bindu, तू डरता क्यों है यार, मैं हूं ना बाहर. And he had said that in the year, but they forgot that cameras are all around and somebody was in the toilet. Now, तेज side a camera nahi hoy. In the toilet, obviously it will not be there, but they are very smart. They keep a mic over there. So if you're farting a bit too much, sorry, the entire Bigg Boss people have heard it, but which we used to laugh about afterwards. But they keep a mic over there. And yes, the winner is pre-decided because it helps the channel, it helps, advertisements, and that's what the channels run on. So yes, in a matter of fact, it is unfortunately pre-decided. Now, if you're talking about incidences that happen now, you'll be very surprised. The people who go into Bigg Boss are more weirder than you think. And this is actually the real self. So you can feel very sorry for all us honest, nice, straightforward, happy-go-lucky people. We actually have to deal with weirdos like this. So that I have not become thoda sa cuckoo is just thanks to that we are bawas and, we are just happy-go-lucky. My gayi dunya, after to khai peene mast, I'm going home kind of a thing, So when I used to work in Andheri, as soon as I used to, of course, that time that flyover was not there, the C-link was not there. As soon as I used to pass Mahim Church, Tanaaz, Kareem, the actress, used to be behind, and then I was happy-go-lucky mother, wife, and do what you want. I don't meet them. I don't have their numbers. I'm not their friend. I'm in my own real world. I think that's what kept me sane.
The second question, if I can ask, Bhuja, can I ask?
Yes, sure.
The last time, Tanaaz, you were here, you were asked a question and you said soon. So I was wondering when that soon will be. You were asked that you were invited to join our club.
You stole it from me. You stole that from me.
I was reading your mind.
Now Tanaaz has better excuse now, because at that time she was staying opposite Oval Maidan. Now she's staying in the northern suburbs now. So she's got a very good excuse. But she's staying now in Jogeshwari.
Yeah, I'm staying in Malcolm Bagh Parsi Colony. So that is going to be really far.
But we meet in Zoom, so no problem. We're very close.
We meet in the Zoom.
Can I say?
So what's your answer?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't, right now, I'm not able to be a part of a structured organization, because life for me is very unstructured with my, OTT shows, my shootings, which are obviously very up and down. They're very volatile. Sometimes they say, 6, 7, 8 book karo. Suddenly they'll say, we're not shooting on the 5th. And they'll say the end of the month. So an actor's life is really pathetic where timing is concerned. Then we've just started our dance classes. I also have a franchise here for Makeup Academy. And so, having to attend to all that and everything, I think I won't do justice to this. But I can always meet you all on Zoom. That's for sure.
Thank you. No, and it's we always copy people. So since I've also got an opportunity to say something, because when you copy, we copy the acting of Dilip Kumar, Amitabh. So today I'm copying Rahul Mehta. He's the champion for a club to do moderation and all, and I took it from him today. So I told Burjor that I would like to moderate it because I'll be very free with Tanaaz.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did it. And it was such a wonderful time listening to you.
Thank you.
Tanaaz, I really feel that not us, but everybody have not had enough of you. And we would like to see you more on the big screen, in the small screen, on the theater, because you're such a super actor and everything comes out so naturally. So we really wish the very best for you, and that we see more and more of you.
Can I just interject here? This is Rahul Mehta.
I was waiting.
Let me tell you this. Abuzer has crossed my standards by far. His moderation was brilliant today. And in Gujarati, I think they say "Baap karta beto savai."
No, not at all. No. That's very modest of you, Rahul. Thank you.
Brilliant. But it was amazing listening to you, Tanaaz.
Thank you.
I missed the first few minutes, but amazing talk, and all the very best for all your future ventures.
Thank you so much. Please do see my serial Benaqab. Really, you won't know who the murderer is till the end. Who has done the murder?
I would like to see it because I am a Gujarati,
Oh, lovely. You will love it because they have Shuddh Gujarati, some words even I didn't know.
And
Rahul Mehta is a very good actor. Rahul Mehta is a very good actor. He's worked on stage also.
Oh, wow. Then you really, it was a play before.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was a Gujarati play, but this is obviously 10 times better because they've reworked the script. But the plot is very good.
I thought you were going to say this was obviously 10 times better because Tanaaz Irani is acting in it.
Yes, yes. That too.
Okay, guys, we have 5 minutes more. Any other questions? Any other points?
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi to Tanaaz.
Hi, Jamshed.
Really
Hi.
nice listening to you.
Yes,
And
thank you.
all
How are
the
you?
best. I'm very well. I hope everything well at home.
Very good. My God, you've got white hair now. Yeah, I remember you thin and small and really cool and handsome.
It's more of salt and less of pepper now.
Yeah.
Marjor, I want to say something.
Haji, sure, Kamlesh bhai.
Tanaaz, I saw Benaqab and all the episode. We had difficulty going back to sleep and not knowing who the murderer is.
Yes.
And we enjoyed it so much. I sent a message to Ami also. She's a good friend, and told her that they should do more and more of this. Everything was very nice except Nimish's suits were terrible. Nimish's suits were terrible. It was not good in a good way. But otherwise, fabulous production. And I wish there is also a movie called Dummas now on Prime TV. That was also based on Gujarati play, and this was also based on Gujarati play. And I have seen almost all of them. So very good, and your acting was superb.
Thank you.
When you see how nasty you could be on the screen and how good you are off the screen is a big contrast and sign of a good actress.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really nasty in the serial. I mean, in the show. Very nasty.
But I recommend everybody sees that show.
Does it have English subtitles?
Please see it.
Irrespective of language.
Kamlesh bhai, does it have English subtitles?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, then it's okay.
You can put the English subtitles or you can see in Hindi.
Okay.
It's our voice only.
Okay.
Our voice only in Hindi.
Tanaaz, just to put in perspective Kamlesh bhai's compliments to you, Kamlesh bhai is one of the most noted poet and shaar in Gujarati language. And he has possibly come out with n number of musical cassettes which have been sung by stalwarts like Hari Haran and Anup Jalota and Pankaj Udas and all these. So when a man of his stature praises you, I think you should really take it as a compliment.
I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really humbled, and only God's grace that I've come this far.
No, Gujarati stage and Gujarati serials of this quality, both technically and I think it was good writing by Nimish. So very, very well. And I really appreciate more and more we should see. And you should make one Parsi Natak, I think. Parsi Natak, I have seen Adi Marasban and Firoz Atia.
Yeah.
They are the most funny. So we don't have very funny dramas nowadays.
Okay, I'll put up a Parsi Natak.
Can I have 1 minute?
Sure.
I am Rotarian Samapti from Rotary of Bombay West, and I am also Gujarati. Hello, and I've brought up I have brought up watching Adi Mazban and Ada Aduli. I love Parsis, and I was staying in Golateng, so Tejpal is very near.
Yeah.
Studied in Fellowship High School, so all cultural activity. And to be very frank, Girish Desai is my cousin brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm still in touch with Krutika and Ami and all that.
Yes. Please see their show. They've done a very good show. It is a very nice show.
And Ami is also a good friend of mine, so I've seen that.
Yeah, I've known Ami since I was in the 10th standard. Yes. Very good production. She's a very nice person also. Very good production house.
Yeah. We'll see you more on lively programs, and I might invite you in our club also.
Sure.
If you give your valuable time to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gurjora, a vote of thanks for Tanaaz would be what? A round of applause? A big round of applause?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Vote of thanks would be to go see Benaqab.
Tonight itself.
Tanaaz, thank you so much for a wonderful talk. It's as always wonderful to see you. And just a few observations. You said you got 28 years experience. So even at 29, you look the same, you smile the same, and I don't know how you managed that. Thank you so much. It was really very good on behalf of the club and all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.